Module 3, Lesson 1's objective is to bundle and count ones, tens, and hundreds to 1,000. In problem 1, it says 2 ones plus blank ones equals 10. The best way to tackle this problem is to think about a number bond. In a number bond, the large circle has 2 lines coming off of it with 2 smaller circles. The 2 smaller circles are the parts of the whole. The whole is the large circle. So in this case, with problem 1, the number 10 would go in the large circle and a 2 would go in the small circle. Earlier in previous modules, students learned the different combinations to make 10. They should already know that 2 and 8 make 10. So on the line, students should write 8 because 2 ones and 8 ones make 10. This same number should be written on the number line below it because 2 ones is the same as 2. 8 ones is the same as 8. And there's my same sum of 10. On problem 2, again, I'll use a number bond. This time, a 6 will go in a small circle because that's a part. 6 tens plus blank tens is 100. Well, 6 tens is the same as 60, and 100 is also written this way in standard form. So 6 tens plus blank tens is 100. I'm not going to write 100 in the big circle. I'm going to write a 10 because I know that 10 tens makes 100. So 6 and what make 10? Previously, we already learned that number combination. 6 and 4 make 10. So if I put a 4 here on the first line, I have to think to myself, what's the value of 4 tens? Well, if I count by tens 4 times, I get 10, 20, 30, 40. So on this line, I'll write 40. For problem 3, it's necessary to figure out how much each of the numbers are worth in order to rewrite them in order from largest to smallest units. 6 tens. I think I'll use a place value chart. This is the ones column, the tens column, hundreds column. I'll put the number 6 in the tens column. All the columns after it get a 0. So 6 tens equals 60, or 6 tens is the same as 60. Another way to do that would be to draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I would label them so that my teacher knew what those circles represented. Then I could count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Doing this in an illustration like that is another acceptable way to figure out the value of 6 tens. For 300s, I'll draw it out using a place value chart. This is the ones column, the tens column, and the hundreds column. I'll put a 3 under H for hundreds. All of the columns after it get zeros. So the value of 300s equals 300. Another way I could do that is to draw an illustration. This time I'll label my circles with 100 and then I'll count them out. 100, 200, 300. it equals the same exact amount that I got using the place value chart. And finally, for 8 ones, again, I'll use my number place value chart. Ones, tens, hundreds. This time the 8 goes in the ones spot. There are no columns after that, so I don't need to put any additional zeros. If I wanted, I could also draw it out and label each of them with a 1. And I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 8 ones equals 8. It does ask me to rewrite them in order from largest to smallest. So I have to decide, is 60, 300, or 8 the largest? Well, I think 300s is. So I'm not going to write it as a standard number. I'm going to write it exactly the way they typed it for me. I'll put 3 hundreds. And I know how to spell it because it's typed right there for me. Since I went ahead and used that one already, I'll put a check mark next to it. Now I have to decide, is 60 or 8 larger? Whatever is larger will be written on the next line. Then which is the smallest, 60 or 8? And write it on the line next to the word smallest. But again, don't forget to write it with the words. For problem 4, we're asked to count each group. And then it says, what is the total number of sticks in each group? The first picture shows bundles of 100. So I'm going to label them 100, 100, 100, 100. Now underneath, I will count up 100, 200, 300, 400. There are 400 sticks in the first picture. In the second section, it shows bundles of 10. This time I'll label it with tens. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Underneath, I'll count up, and I'll write those numbers here. Once I count by tens, I'll write the total number in that illustration right here. In the final illustration, it shows ones. So I'll label them 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Underneath, I'll count up by ones. And I'll write the numbers underneath, just like I did with the bundles of 100 section. When I find out how many ones there are all together, I'll write the total right there. But don't forget, we have to answer the question, what is the total number of sticks? So we'll take the 400 plus the amount in the tens plus the amount of ones, and that equals this amount in all right there. And finally, for problem 5, it asks us to draw and solve. Moses has 100 stickers. That's important information, so I better underline it. Jared has 60 stickers. Again, I better underline that. Jared wants to have the same number of stickers as Moses. How many more stickers does Jared need? I like to circle the question so I remember to go back and answer it in words. So I better go ahead and draw a picture. I'll label it J for Jared. We know that Jared has 60 stickers. And he wants the same number as Moses. We don't know how many more he needs to have in order to equal the same number of stickers that Moses has. Moses has 100 stickers. I'll label that with an M for Moses. So 60 plus blank is 100. So I just need to figure out how many more I need in order to get to 100. One way I can do that is to draw a picture of 60. Well, we know that 60 is the same as 6 tens. So I could draw 6 tens. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And we want to get up to 100, and 100 is the same as 10 tens. And as you can see, I kind of drew the tens in a 10 frame look. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to figure out how many more groups of 10 we need to add in order to get to 100, because 10 tens is the same as 100. Well, as I look at this picture, I can see that I need 4 more tens. But I can't write a 4 in the square because 60 plus 4 is 64. But really, what's the value of 4 more tens? Whatever the value of the 4 tens is the number you write here. Then don't forget to write that number on this line too. Jared needs blank more stickers.